Welcome to The G.I.F.T, where we bring guests to inspire. Because the idea of humanity and of all of us as people is that we must all discover the gift in our heart so we can make our contribution to the world. Today, I have a personal friend and a special guest, Shawn Dullavin. What I can tell you about Shawn and what he's done for G.I.F.T Fitness, he's donated over 200 kids' books for New York City schools. Now, with no further ado, let me introduce you to Shawn, and I'm going to allow Shawn the chance to speak about himself and introduce himself to all of you. Welcome, Shawn.
Thank you for having me on your show. Appreciate you.
No, thank you for being here, Shawn.
Absolutely, anytime.
So we want to start off by asking, what is it that you currently do?
Currently, I'm into real estate, investing, real estate sales as an agent, also cryptocurrency investing.
And, you know, there's so many real estate agents out there. There's so many crypto guys out there. You know, I want the audience to be able to gauge your success. So monetarily, where would you be at? What would be your standing right now in net worth?
About 1.4 million.
That's amazing. So you are at 1.4 million, which makes you a millionaire. Now, have you always been a millionaire?
No, I have not always been a millionaire.
So you're a self-made millionaire.
Self-made millionaire, yes.
That's amazing. And that right here is what we're here for today. Because I'm going to ask Shawn to be vulnerable and tell us his story of where he started. So, Shawn, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood?
Of course. So my childhood, I was raised by a single mother. We had two older sisters, one older brother. So it was four of us all together. Our childhood was in a tight home. Mother was always working. Father wasn't really in the picture too often. And it was my sisters and my brothers that were raising me most of the time.
That's incredible. So, you know, and the reason why that's incredible is because in that environment, most people really wouldn't succeed. So can we go into what was grammar school and high school like for you?
Grammar school, high school was fun. I played sports. It was a great time. Same thing, I was just mainly with my friends, more on the street. Mother was always working. Same thing, my sister and brother used to take care of me. And I enjoyed high school. It was a great time.
Amazing. So now when you went out of high school, you know, what was your route? You know, were you like, all right, this is the career I want, like real estate? Did you automatically off the bat go into real estate? Did you go to college? Like, you know, I believe that as human beings, and it's part of what we teach at G.I.F.T Fitness, is that we're made through our obstacles and challenges. Was it an easy road for you?
I had a mentor in high school. One of my teachers that had took a liking to me. He said, "Oh, you should possibly get into real estate." And I took him up on the offer and I started working for him right out of high school. And then I did go to college, you know, right after high school as well, but I was working for him at the same time.
That's incredible. Now, were you with this mentor up till now, or until what time and until what age?
I was with him from high school to about 23 years old.
23, and how old are you now?
I'm 36 right now.
So then what happened from 23 to 36?
23 to 36. So I would say there was a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of learning. And I life. I had 3 children.
That's amazing. You know, At what age did you have 3 kids?
So I had my first son at 19, and then I had 2 more children about 6 years later.
Wow. So would you say that once your kids were born, that's what gave your life meaning and purpose? My question would be, when was it that everything clicked, and what made it click? And what did you do before it clicked? You know, what were you doing for a living when you stopped working with your mentor? Did you go stick with real estate, or did you go do something different?
Well, I got into poker, started playing a lot of poker, started doing a lot of coaching in poker. and I was playing poker professionally. And I was always interested in real estate, but I started putting that like on the back burner. And then, when my kids came along, um, I needed more income. So then I started to take things a little bit more seriously. And that's once I had my final child is when I really started like buckling down on real estate and real estate investing and cryptocurrencies.
That's incredible. So then you were doing something you love, which, I find amazing. And the reason being is because you have to understand when you talk about professional poker playing and you're talking about poker coaching, that's all numbers. That's all predictions. So has that been or has given you such a mastery over, making all these incredible real estate deals today? Like, when it comes to predictions with the numbers and the markets, does that give you an edge?
I think it gives me an edge in the marketplace because I feel like I'm able to see, where the trend is going and where the market is going. So that helps me take advantage of that.
That's amazing. Now, what other skills do you think, that you would want to share if you were to give anyone advice, you becoming a real estate agent and becoming successful? What would you share with them? Like, what do you feel is something that people say real estate is this, but what is it that they don't tell you about?
I would say know your marketplace, knock on doors and know your market, know your customers. That's the most important thing that I use. So I know my marketplace, so I know where the prices are going and as far as rents and the values of properties. So yeah, I would say like know your market.
And I'm so happy you said that because see, I personally know Shawn. So what I can tell you from that is he's holding back a little bit. He's actually not telling you how he is helping develop his town in Pennsylvania. Can you tell us about what kind of developments you're doing in Pennsylvania and how you're bringing the community up with the exact real estate projects and deals that you're making?
All right, so yeah, we're going to we're going into like urban areas, and we're looking to redevelop those urban areas into to use properties like commercial and residential properties. So we're taking out a lot of the old properties and we're looking to knock them down and put up new buildings.
And what do I have to say about that? Because this is why I believe that the power of a single story is such a powerful thing. Because when we go into Shawn's childhood, now look at him coming to a community and changing urban areas so that demographic can have a better life. And something more, he's also not telling you, he's actually making it affordable in those towns where other developers, they're going for profit. He's going for the actual development of the town to attract more business. And he's even asked me to start Get Fitness over there.
Of course.
And in time, we're also, he might be running for mayor, but we'll see that in due time. So now, when it comes to contributions, what would you say that you donate your time, and what would you say you donate some of your income to when it comes to helping the community?
I like to go around and help. In let me first say, in my community there's a lot of homeless people. So I like to go around the homeless shelters. I donate food, books, clothing, sometimes capital, depending on the situation. And I go out and I speak to as we're giving out those foods and those clothings and those books, I'll speak to the people as well.
And that's important because people need to hear that, because everyone thinks like you get successful to do for yourself, but it's actually the opposite. What we can say is that we become successful so we can help others. The idea is to educate other people because success is for everyone. And we all have different visions and missions. When it comes for Get Fitness, it's health and happiness, and confidence and inspiration when it comes to kids, adults. But what you're doing is you're picking up and reinventing lives. And you're taking on such a big vision because you're taking on, the idea of helping people that the world has forgotten about, but you haven't forgotten about. Now, can you announce here on the show what are some of your future plans that you're planning to do? And what's something that you dream and aspire to do?
Well, something that's in the plans is we're looking to open up a homeless shelter. The homeless shelter would be, to provide housing, possibly at future assemblies to bring people together and, you know, promote growth as a human race for the people that are there, and yeah, to just continue my contributions, to my community.
And there you have it. We become what we believe. What would you do if you were not afraid? Be not afraid. The idea of all of us as people is to make contributions to humanity. And the goal for every human being on earth is to come alive and find out what sings to their heart and discover their passion and turn it into purpose as Mr. Dullavin has done. If you had three things that you want to go and you want to say to the world, that you want to give advice to all of us, what would those three things be?
That's a great question. One, I would say, never stop dreaming, for one, because I feel like, dreams is how you create. Number two, I would say, always keep working at it, even if people are telling you no, or people that don't believe in it. Keep working if that's your dream. Also, I would say that like a contribution is, what's made me like the happiest in my life. So that has to be something that, oh, well, at least for me, it's something that I inspire for. So
That's beautiful because doing for others is joy and happiness. So thank you for tuning in. This is an episode of The Gift where we inspire to inspire others to become what they believe and to become the best versions of themselves. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you.